guys, this is Amy and I am here today to talk about brushes. And my last video, I asked you to subscribe and comment below, and I'm asking you to do it again because if you subscribe, then you can receive alerts to know what kind of videos I'm doing. But if you comment below, then that way you let me know what kind of videos you want me to do, and those are the videos that I'm going to do. So a personal shout out to Miss Vanessa Perales. Hello lady, I see you. I told you I'd give you a shout out. And also Denise House. So thank you so much for commenting, and you two were the first to ask me to do a video concerning brushes. So the first thing I want to consider when I'm looking for a good brush is the cut of the brush, the size, and the shape. So your basic eyeshadow brush generally looks like this. So they could be a little bit smaller version, a little bit larger version. They are flat and also rounded at the tip. This kind of a brush is your basic standard eyeshadow brush, and you can get a lot of different uses out of it. Anytime that I'm looking for a new brush, I think, I try to get 2 to 3 different uses out of each brush just to add value to it, because let's face it, brushes aren't cheap, okay? They are an investment, and if you take care of them, they will take care of you. So another thing to know whenever you are purchasing brushes is that the longer the bristles, the softer the application. The shorter the bristles, the more intense your application is going to be. So we have shorter bristles here, like with Mr. Flat Smudge Brush, which I absolutely love. And then we have longer bristles, just like in a blending brush. See that? So more intense application with Mr. Smudge, and more blending, soft blending action with Mr. Fluffy, a blender brush. He's so cute. Hi, yeah. I don't know why I do that. Now, when I'm shopping for a brush and I really want to see what they do, I'll wiggle the brush inside here, and I'll utilize the brush on the side of the brush, or utilize the pigment on the side of the brush. So that way I can put it on my hand and I can press it, or I can take a little bit just on the tip of the brush and tap it and press it this way. But then I also do tiny little circles. Or I'll also take the flat of the brush and try to blend it out and see what kind of an effect I get that way. I do that with every single brush. You can see I'm gonna take a little bit right on the side of this brush, and it's the same thing. I'm gonna tap it on, and you can see how it's more intense. It's the same color. And then maybe do tiny little circles. Maybe utilize the very tip of the brush and see what happens here when I wiggle it and press it. Oh, look, I get almost like a line here. Check that out. Pretty neat. So, that's neato. Also be mindful of your pressure. So, if you want more pigment on there, so add a little bit of pressure. If you want to blend it, lift your pressure off. So basically geez, my neighbors are rumbling upstairs. If you're the kind of gal that is like, hey, I just want that one brush to do pretty much everything, I want to keep it simple, I would say opt for your standard eyeshadow brush. Because what you can do is you can use the flat of it for your base eyeshadow. And that's when you would actually, press it onto your lid for your highlights here. So you can see I got really excited about doing my eye makeup today. So really, you can use the side of the brush to really press and get your highlight. That's a really nice effect. And basically, where I wanted my most intensity is where I place my brush first, and then I can start blending it out. And do tiny little taps. And as I'm trying to blend it out and tap it out, I'm actually lifting up my pressure. So that looks pretty good. I like it. The other thing that you can do with this brush is you can not only use the side of it for here, but then you can lift it out and use it this way as a contour. So then you can go inside here in the pocket as a contour, and then go back on the side of it and blend it out to add some blending. So that's just a couple things. Oh, you can also utilize the tip of the brush to go under here with some eyeshadow and create a nice soft line instead of having a hard line. I would say The other thing that I like to talk about is this smudge brush. I'm actually going to wiggle just the really tip of the brush like into a brown color. And you know, I can get a little bit more intensity under here if that's what I want. So I just press it on and then just kind of lighten up my pressure and move it out. You could even turn it this way to get an even softer blending action underneath, or even out here. See how it's turned this way? And then I can kind of just etch my way out. I'm not really doing it right now because I have a lot of eyeshadow on. So I'll just even out the other side. So again, I just took pigment on the tip of the brush, of the thing, and then I worked my way in. And I still have some color on there. So I just wiped my brush off, and then I just utilize the side of the brush this way to blend it out. And then you can even do the same thing up here like this. So it's just a really great way to utilize different shapes, and this brush can give you a little more detail because it gives you more intensity. Now, I also like this brush, this flat smudge brush, to smudge out eyeliner. So I'm gonna create a line on my hand with eyeliner. So it's a pretty thick line, but I want you to see what it can do. So I have a pretty thick line there of eyeliner. And so I'm gonna take the flat of the brush like this and just drag it down. So I take the flat of the brush on the edge of the eyeliner and drag it out. So you could do it this way, or you can do it upwards to get like a really great smoky eye, or you could even just go back and forth on the edge and work your way up. There you go. And work your way up to get like a really soft smoky effect. What I also like is you can go right on the tip of the brush like this, straight on the edge of a liner, and I'm just grabbing it and flicking it. So this actually can create a nice soft winged liner effect, like a nice wing liner, and you know, you're kind of having trouble with a wing. So say you got your liner here, you can actually grab this and do a nice soft wing on the outer edge, and then maybe bring it down on the lower lash line too. Lightening up your pressure as you go. So this is just a really great really great tool to utilize, and it's something that I use every single day. The next brush I'm going to talk about is a blending brush. So that's Mr. Fluffy. This is one of those brushes that I use on the daily. I literally don't do my makeup at all every day without this brush. I'll use, again, the flat of the brush as my all over eye color. So I'll literally just press it on like this and then start buffing it out that way. And then I'll use the very tip of the brush like in a soft contouring color, or even sometimes in my bronzer. And I'll utilize that in my contour. So I'll start here and then just very gently do that like windshield wiper motion for a contour color. I'm doing it very, very gently. Yes, there's a little bit of color on there, and you can start to create like a shadow of a shape for your eyeshadow if you like. It really helps to give you a gradation of color and create a really cool polished effect. I also like to use this brush too, in that if I'm doing my contour, if I really want to softly contour my nose, I can actually do that here with this brush, which is really cool. Really soft effect. Going right along the sides of the bridge of the nose. And then also, if I wanted to, I can just very gently create a soft little contour just by using the side of the brush where I want the most intensity, and just do tiny little wiggles. And this can help create a little bit more of a dimension. So, I mean, that's just like some basic tips and tricks for basic eyeshadow brushes. There's so many eyeshadow brushes that are out there, and there's so many different things that you can do with eyeshadows and with your brushes. So again, you know, just make sure that you pay attention to the, you know, the cut and the shape and the size, and play with all different ways to create a big old mess on your hand and have some fun with it, and figure out what your brushes can do and what their ability is. And, you know, more bang for your buck. Come up with 2 to 3 different ways to utilize your brush. You know, if you have any other questions, let me know. Stay tuned because I will actually be doing another video for face and complexion brushes. And comment below, subscribe, because my channel is not public. As long as you have that link, you can definitely see my video, but at the same time, if you subscribe, you will receive alerts on what videos I had just posted. So comment below, let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you then.